a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
Well, happy Sunday afternoon to you folks out there. Hey, it's nice that you showed up for the show today. That's great. That's great. Okay, let's see here. I got to pull the comments up, see who we got hanging out in that chat. First one that showed up was JDS Flynn Canuck. It's been a while, JDS. It's good to see you there, buddy. Great to see you. Yeah. And then there's Middle Music. He said they're supposed to get brief tornadoes this afternoon. Grass has a buzz cut, so now Mother Nature can now water the neighborhood. There you go. As long as those tornadoes stay clear of the neighborhood. Gemma's Journey Grace is in the house. Great to see you, sweetie. Oh, and look at here. Heartsight. Oh, hey, sweetie, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's great to see you. Great to see you. And that's everybody out in the chat right now. A little quiet out in the chat this afternoon, but here we are. Here we are. I've got somebody in the basement. I got my boy down in the basement. He's driving down the road. We're going to pull him up here while he's driving down the road. There he is.
Howdy, y'all.
Yep. Another Sunday. Oh, boy.
That's a beautiful day. At least this is where I'm at. So.
Well, it's cloudy, but it's not too bad out there right now. We're not supposed to really get any more rain. And we're supposed to have about 4 or 5 days without rain. So I'm looking forward to that. Because we had the last couple of days, it's been raining on and off constantly. At night, it rains the most. Yesterday, for you folks out there, Running Water had a truck out back at the place here that was parked there by his brother. And we've been trying to get rid of that thing for a long time, get it out of here. Well, his brother gave it to one of my grandsons. Well, two of my grandsons showed up yesterday to haul that truck out of here. Well, they had to haul it almost 250 miles from here. And they showed up with a car dolly to tow it on. And we went to start the truck, drive it up on the dolly. Oh, no. It blew a gas line right on top of the gas tank. You got to drop the whole gas tank to just get to it. So when you turn the key on, it's just pumping gas out of that gas tank all over the place. So no, couldn't start it, couldn't run it. So fortunately, Sty, he likes to hang on to stuff. I have a I had a brand new come along winch that I had bought at a yard sale for $5. It was brand new in a nice big plastic case. It just never been used. Boy, we got its use yesterday. We managed to winch that dang truck up onto that car dolly and got it out of the yard and out on the street. And then my youngest boy got to spend about an hour fighting with that thing to get the drive shaft off of it. Everything was seized up on that drive shaft. Well, it's been sitting there for what, running water? Almost 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah.
So things are pretty rusted up and seized up on it. But we got her all road ready, and the boys took off down the road, and I just got a message just a little bit ago that they made it home last night okay. Everything went good, the trip, which is good. Hey, Sheba B, it's good to see you, Lori. Hi, Lori. Oh, look at here. Hello, developer, the home of football watch-alongs. Great to see ya. Great to see ya. And there's Bradley Whitworth. Uh-huh. I suppose everybody's going to want me to give them an update, eh? I don't know how your folks' week went, but boy, I had a busy week. Since last Sunday, since I last talked to you folks. Man, oh man, the week started out right Monday morning. So I got to go see my cancer doctor Monday morning. It was kind of like a follow-up, checkup. And he said everything's looking good. But he had a little bit of bad news for me. Starting September 26th, I'm back on chemotherapy for 1 full year. The first 2 months, I get chemo every 2 weeks. After that, I get chemo once a month. Now, it's a milder chemo than what I got in the first round. He said, so you're not going to feel the side effects like you did with the first round. Well, the first round of chemo didn't bother me, except I was losing my beard. This one, thank goodness, that's considered a rare side effect, is hair loss in the side effect listings. So I don't have to worry about losing any more beard. Well, I don't want to do that if I didn't have to, but doing it for 1 year doubles my chances of never, ever seeing a reoccurrence of that cancer again. Period. They'll consider me disease-free. Well, right now they're considering me disease-free because they managed to cut it all. All that they could find has been removed. So that's cool. So Tuesday, I took the day off. Didn't do nothing. Wednesday, 2 of my grandchildren showed up, hauled my old butt all the way to Rochester, Minnesota. 5-hour trip down there, 250 miles. Get down there. I spent the night in a hotel. The next morning, right to the Mayo Clinic. And they put me through this fluoroscopic test where you drink fluids that while they're x-raying you, and they can see that fluid go down through your system, right? Well, the first batch of fluids, now I haven't swallowed anything in a full month other than once a day taking a pill and just a tiny sip of water to get that pill down. That's all I've swallowed for a month. And on that day, they said, oh no, you're going to be swallowing, buddy. Well, total of 18 gulps of this liquid I had to go through while they're x-raying. When they got done with all that, the first round, half a dozen sips of that clear liquid, that didn't taste so bad. But it's when the barium came out, that nasty, chalky stuff, you know. Well, at the end, he said, things look awful good. He says, you got no leaks at all in where your esophagus and stomach have been attached. He says, everything's looking good. I think the doctor will have good news for you today. Well, so I get to see the doctor that early afternoon after that stinking exam. And the surgeon said, no, I looked at the results. He says, you're good to go. You're on clear fluids now. We want you to start drinking clear fluids. The best part of the clear fluids is coffee. I get to have coffee. I did not like the fact I had to do without my coffee, you know. That, hey, Rattletrap Fishing's in the house. Great to see you, Rattletrap. Yeah, saying hi to everybody. Great to see you there, Rattle. The yeah, that barium is disgusting. Shiva, yeah, Lori, yeah, it's nasty. But so that's good news. So I'm drinking things like apple juice, yeah, cranberry juice, coffee. In fact, after the stream tonight, I'm going to have myself a evening cup of coffee. At first, they said it had to be decaf. My surgeon said, no, you can drink regular coffee. Don't worry about it. We don't care about the caffeine. So, oh, Mary Jones just came in the house. It's great to see you, Mary. I'm doing pretty good right now. Yeah, everything seems to be going pretty good. So that was Thursday. My daughter and two of my grandkids picked me up and hauled my butt home Thursday. We got home here at about 7 o'clock that night. And I was pretty shot. The very next morning, Friday morning, I got an invite on Thursday to go down by my old campground that I hosted last year to another campground nearby down there for a volunteer appreciation picnic. I said, yeah, I guess I'll show up. So I had to head down there, got down there just before noon and spent the afternoon with those folks down there. So I had a long afternoon hanging out with all the Forest Service staff I worked with last year and all the other hosts that I worked with. I asked them, why the heck are you inviting me down? I said, I didn't host this year. And they said, oh, no. We still have campers asking where you are. No, we got to include you whether you were here this year or not. As far as we're concerned, you're still one of our hosts. And so because I have to go through chemo next year, my long distance travel plans are going to be kind of messed up. So the Forest Service said if I'm up to it, if I would be a relief host. So if a host has to be away from their campground for a week or more, would I be willing to come down and take care of their campground while they're gone for a week or so? I said, that I'll do. Because then I'm only there for like a week, you know. Yeah, metal music. Can you drink thick water? No, it's gotta be clear liquid like water. But the first week I'm drinking fluids. And after that first week, it'll be next Saturday actually, because yesterday's was what was considered my first full day drinking clear fluids. A week from now, next Saturday, I get to go to drinking fluids that are not clear. I can drink coffee with creamer in it, not just straight coffee. Yes. And I can, good to see you too, Kathy Bates. And the best part is I can have cloudy liquids as long as they don't have any large particles in them, any chunks, any pieces, anything that would have to be chewed or should be chewed. And I do that for a week. I can eat yogurts as long as there's not pieces of fruit in it. But after a week on that diet, watching my calories, depending on how many calories I can get in per day, I got to consume 6 containers of that food I put in the food pump overnight. For every 350, 400 calories I take in, I can take a container off and not run it. Well, that reduces the amount of each one of those containers is about 2 hours to run through that pump. So that's 2 hours. Right now, it takes about 14 hours for me to feed overnight. That'll be whittling itself right down to nothing. The third week is the week I'm looking forward to. Soft foods. I can have cream soups with chunks in it, like cream of chicken. I've got this cream of chicken and mushroom that's got chicken and mushroom pieces in it. It's pretty good. So that's the week I'm looking forward to. Now I can have soft foods, things that are easily chewed up into a fine enough that I can swallow with some small sips of liquid, And I do that for another week. So that'll be 3 weeks out, the total of 3 weeks. Then I have one more week of being on soft and semi-solid foods. And by then I should have enough calorie intake. They'll pull the tube. I won't have to use that machine to feed anymore. That's what I can't wait for. Get that tube the hell out of me so I don't have to hook up to that machine every night. That's what I am looking forward to. Yeah. Mixing it with Crystal Light. I asked him if that was possible. Actually, someone else had suggested that, Lori. And he said for that particular test, they couldn't because they needed the full strength barium because they're looking for any possible leak where the surgery was done. And no leaks. It all healed up nice and tight. So it's good to go. It was icky, but I got through it all right. That was no big deal, Right now, just about anything that'll do to me isn't going to be much compared to what I went through 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. The surgery part itself and the first week and a half was terrible. Never want to go through that shit ever again. No, it won't happen. If they tell me they're going to cut me wide open again to do something, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Nope. So that's where I'm at. Oh, and then another thing that was good news is the surgeon gave me the go ahead. I get to mow my lawn this week. He says you can ride the riding lawnmower as long as you take it slow. You're not banging over a lot of stuff, big bumps and hammering on. He says you're not going to hurt that tube feeding thing because I taped that up like yesterday when we were moving that truck to help them guys out a little bit and hauling stuff. I didn't want that tube getting caught anything, so I just tape it up against my side. It's all taped along my side and protected. I just go out there and do what I can do, And that's the way it'll be on the lawnmower. It'll be kind of curled up and taped in place and covered with a big bandage just to protect it. Off I go, do my thing. And I get, I'm off of it for 10 hours a day. So I can be out in that yard a couple of times throughout the day and not have to worry about it. But yeah, Gemma's got blue hair now. That's cool though. Everybody, all the gals out there, changing up the colors of their hair. That's yeah. I see Samantha Lee's doing that all the time. Almost every week she's got something new going on. Yeah. But yeah, so I get to mow my lawn. I'm looking forward to that, man. Get the lawn mowed. Yeah. It's the first time in 2 years Gemma's been to a salon. There you go. There you go. Did you enjoy it? So, where are you, Running Water?
Omaha.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, I'm heading. I'm delivering just south of Peoria, Illinois, tomorrow morning.
Oh, heading east.
Then I'll go back to Indiana, grab a load going to West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
And I'll probably get a load in West Virginia, coming back to Indiana again, and then probably back east again.
Sure.
Yeah. This last week, it was one of those rare occasions I actually got to go west. Which was nice.
Yeah, nice for a change, eh?
Yeah, because in that 5.5 days, I had 4,200 miles. That went out to Washington, had 2 deliveries in Washington, then went over to Portland, picked up a load that went to Sioux City, Iowa, and then back to Grand Island.
Oh wow! Yeah, that gives you some miles.
Yeah, and I like going west because get good miles. It's like get on the east end, and it'll take me 2 weeks to get as many miles as I did in this one.
Yeah. Hey, Tom Mayo, good to see you.
Yep. Got to go where the loads are going. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Bradley, I saw your earlier comment that I got everything except about 20% of it. Okay, I hope they have a treatment plan for that other 20%. It looks like it. He says my mom has to stay in the house for 2 weeks. Then she comes home, and she has to go for cancer treatments every day until the 20% is gone. Okay. Yeah, hope our prayers to you there, buddy, that your mother gets through this without too much for her to bear. That was what last Tuesday I was supposed to go to a cancer support group and be one of their speakers to the folks that were attending. And they said, I told them, I said, I don't think you want me telling these cancer patients what I think. I don't think they want to hear that shit. They're going to be upset by the time I'm done talking. And I told them, I said, because I'll be honest with them about what I went through at the Mayo and what I went through for the first week and a half home. And they said, no, we want you to tell them so they know what to expect, that it's not going to be an easy road, and especially those that have to take the surgical route, the major surgical routes. My ex-wife, she had surgery to remove cancer from her liver, and it was virtually uneventful. She just spent one night in the hospital, and she was home. And that girl, she's my ex-wife. I shouldn't be so damn concerned, but she pisses me off. I mean, she's losing weight because nothing tastes right, nothing has the right texture. Da, da, da. So she's not eating. And my youngest boy lives with her, and he says he hates it because she just doesn't eat, and he can't get her to eat. She won't eat. And he said it's like she's given up. And but yet she's considered cancer free right now. Oh my gosh. And she can eat. It's not, there's no reason she can't. She can eat, and she just won't. And she's dwindling away, losing weight. Well, I I told my youngest boy, I said, well, she does piss me off because if I was in that boat instead of her, instead of the cancer I'm dealing with, man, I'd be happier than snot, and I'd be eating all the time. And if it don't taste right, I'd be trying to doctor it up till it did. I'd do whatever. I'd be experimenting, and I'd still eat. Still eat. I mean, yeah, you can't give up. You just can't give up. Yeah, Gemma. Yeah, she attended one when her aunt had cancer before she passed away, and it opened up her eyes. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's yeah. I was surprised that they said no. We're all for it. You can be as candid as you want. You just let those folks know what you went through. The and it's hard to understand and accept for a lot of people. But if I would have known how hard that week and a half was, that week and a half felt like a year. I'm not kidding you. It felt like a year. And if I could have turned the clock back at the end of the chemo and radiation, I would say, that's it. That's it. You ain't doing no more to me. You're not cutting me up like that. The
But I imagine it probably creates kind of like a milestone also that, anything less than this, I can get through. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. Well, see, and that's really what I had to come to the realization that I almost didn't make it. I almost didn't make it through that first week. There were days during that first week where I had a hospital staff person in my room for hours on end just to keep an eye on me because I was failing. So it was tough. It was that damn tough. And I was giving up. I'll admit it. I didn't think I'd ever give up on anything. I just don't give up on shit. But that one made me start giving up. And thank God, family and friends, they pulled me out of that rut and said, man, you're in the worst of it right now. You can't get any worse than this other than to die. So trudge on and see if it does start to get better. Give it some time. And when I realized, a week had gone by, and I was feeling a tiny bit better. Not a lot, but a tiny bit. Maybe I should give it another week. So they helped me regain my positive outlook, and that did the trick. Got me to where I am right now. I'm far from 100% though. Randy's got to walk the dog. But yeah, I driving down to the campground on Friday. Oh man, I loved that drive down there. It was a little difficult. Um, they still got me on pain med. I got oxycodone when it gets a little too rough. But that's not often anymore. I take maybe one a day, where I'm allowed to take. Literally, I'm allowed to take up to 12 of those tablets per day, two each for a dose. I could take two tablets a day, or each dose every 4 hours. Well, no, I never did take two ever. I'd take one, and that would take the rough edges off enough to get through. Well, now, like last night, I took one at midnight last night and managed to get 7 hours of sleep last night. So that's really what it's for, is to get the pain out of the way so that I'm comfortable to sleep. That's all. Otherwise, I don't mess with it. I don't want to get to where, oh yeah, I gotta have my pain, man. I gotta have it all the time, And then you cover things up to the point that you don't know if you're getting better or not, because you're always doped up. So this way I can tell when I'm pushing it a little too hard, Yeah, and I got my diabetes pretty well under control now. I don't have the real high blood sugars anymore. They got me on the right dose of insulin. I'm taking that, I can't remember what it's called anymore, but you only take it twice a day. I got to keep a close eye on it now that I'm taking things in orally. We'll see. We'll see how my blood sugars react when I'm drinking things like apple juice with 53 grams of sugar in just a little bottle like that. That jacks the blood sugars up. But they don't want me to not drink things like that. The nice thing is there's 210 calories in a bottle of apple juice like that. That's pretty good, 210 calories. Gave you too much insulin, or I'm not sure what there, Sheba. Too much of. Hey, lawn dog, good to see ya. Good to see ya there, bud. Yep. Yeah, looking this afternoon. I don't get in my studio much throughout the week. It's very little. I'm going to get into it more this coming week. I still got two trips into waterfalls. I got to get those videos done, posted, and I got that review of our log splitter I got to get done and get that up. So I got some video work I got to work on.
Were you going to make a video of that puzzle project thing, that model?
I don't know when I'm going to get to that. I
understand that. I just didn't know if you're going to make a video of it.
I probably will. Yeah, Running Water gave me a puzzle to do, and it's a 3D puzzle of the Titanic. It's awesome. It's big. It's huge. It's 3 feet long. It's big. Yeah, and it's all 3-dimensional. It's an awesome
85 puzzle. LEDs in it.
Yeah, it's all lit up. It's got LED lights through it. I can't wait to get it done. And it's not very heavy when it's done. And I'm trying to think of a way that I can get something on top of my television with a shelf on it that we can set it on. So it's just plain as day, eye level when you walk in the room, No, what's up with Sherry McMillan? something that I'm not aware of. The the painkiller. Yeah, yeah. No, my doctors, they gave me a script that's more than I really needed, but they were pretty good about counseling me on controlling it and only using what's necessary, and I've managed it quite well. Yeah. Hey, Native Kutsa. Ooh, she's keeping an eye on us. Yes. Yes, she is.
Yeah, I
Great to
saw she
see.
was at. I think she was at Walmart last night
Uh-huh.
on a live stream.
Yeah.
You know, my signal wasn't that great. Pulled up for a little bit and then it cut off.
Oh. Oh, her husband passed away. Okay. Yeah, he's been ill for a while, and yeah, I did not know he had just passed away. Yeah, our prayers out to her. Yeah, yeah. People we know in the world church do come and go. They sure do come and go. The I just can't. Yeah, yeah. She's saying that she live streams every night that she works. Yeah, she does. Yes, she does. I've watched many of them. I don't comment or anything. I got them going like background, and Mondays. She said, "Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah." I don't know how long we'll keep the stream going this afternoon. If we'll go the full 2 hours or not, but um, oh. I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling it today. It's been a busy, like I said, busy week for me. Um, that's the most active I've been since the surgery. And um, there's Dean, the dancing machine, popped in the house. There he is. Aha. Yeah, looks could be deceiving there, Dean. Yeah, yeah, Sheba. That's the problem with some doctors, man. That I did have one that he said, "We'll do whatever we got to do that you don't feel any pain." I said, "No, no, 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 no. I want to manage my pain. I don't want it totally gotten rid of. I want to know if it's still there or not. You know, I want to know the day that I don't have to pop a pill to help cover some of it up. You know." Yeah, yeah,
Wow, and a problem you can run into sometimes, when you dead in all the pain, you don't know when you're hurting yourself.
right,
When you're overdoing it.
right, right, right. That's it. That is so true. That is so true. That's when I injured my back when we lived out west. That all the painkillers they gave me for that, and then I went out and started messing around doing stuff I should have never been doing because I didn't feel the pain. And then the pain got so bad that the painkillers weren't covering it up. Now you're in trouble, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I was watching a documentary that was talking about people that don't have that pain sensation.
right.
And the major risks, especially when they're kids and growing up and getting learning how to adapt to that. That you don't learn that instinctual stuff like, ooh, don't touch that, it's hot. you know, because
Right.
they don't feel the damage, you know.
Yep. The Dean, right now I can sip clear liquids. Yeah. Um, I can drink water. I can drink apple juice, cranberry juice, any clear liquid that doesn't have any kind of sediment or that it's clear that you hold it up to the light and you can see there's nothing in it. Um, I can drink coffee. Um, so
That does that include the Death Wish coffee, or is that going
I
a bit too far?
I think as far as can my stomach handle it? Otherwise, I think I could, but I don't think I should. Um, Not yet. The Yeah, I got to start taking. I got to figure out where the hell it is, but I got to start taking that stupid anti-reflux pills again. There they are. Set that out right there. Take that in the other room with me. Our doggone living room, my corner on the couch. Yeah. It looks like I'm in a hospital room and a pharmacy all at once with all the
Yeah,
crap I got to have.
and you think my corner looks bad.
Yeah. Your corner, your seat, I keep cleared off when somebody stops in. So they got somewhere to sit. I've only had a couple of people trip over my stuff when coming through. Trip over the IV pole or bump into the table at the end of the couch. And yeah, it's progress, Dean. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm looking real close here at some of these comments. Hey, plain old Chuck. Good to see you there, brother. Yeah. Yeah, these guys, Lawn Dog, out there chatting about the spicy stuff, you know. My days of the spicy stuff are done and gone. Done and gone. I can have, mild to medium heat, and that's about it. I'm gonna miss doing some of the super hots. I really liked that Reaper curry I had. That hotter than hell, but God, the flavors were so good. The bring it with you to the Mexican restaurant yourself. They bring your own sauce. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, where we had our appreciation picnic Friday. It was right on the lake, and oh man, it was driving me nuts. I had looked in my trailer for something the other day, and there's my kayak sitting at the bottom of all that camping gear, and I'm like, you poor bugger, you haven't even gotten wet this year. I mean, it never got wet. Oh, I'd love to be able to be out on that kayak. Yeah, native kutsa. I could never eat super hot. Yeah. Oh wow, you've been busy there, Chuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had enough with hot stuff for a while. After Friday night, I got into the terminal Friday afternoon, but I was out of time on my logs. I couldn't roll until this morning. Well, there's like 5 of the drivers and then a couple people from the office, going to go down and, hang out, have a couple drinks, since nobody's going anywhere for the weekend.
Right, right.
And I had ordered a sampler to go, so I could bring it back to the truck with me, and, have my snack and drink some water before I go to bed. Routine when you go out to the bar. Well, then they decided we're going to move to this other bar that had karaoke going. Well, after I had ordered the food, I had never touched it. Like someone else grabbed it, and they're bringing it with and put it in the car, and then got put into another car. So at some point, somebody like gorilla gripped that case and busted all the little containers with all the dipping sauces.
Oh,
had buffalo sauce all over the place, all over the one gal's car seat. And I was
man,
it's like, who abused the food? I mean, it still tasted good, but everything was covered with buffalo sauce.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything was spicy. It's like,
Well, I saw your post on that $37 meal you had. What in the hell? $14 for what the hell was that? The salad or something? But
it was $14.99 for the salad, and then $13.99 for that sub. And the sub was only like maybe 6 inches long.
Oh boy!
And they were both soggy and just falling apart. It's like it got scooped off the top of a compost pile.
Oh no!
And I took a chunk of the sandwich or of the meat and gave it to Bean. He chewed on it like twice, and then he spit it out and just looks at me. And it's like, yeah, I'm not putting it in my mouth.
If the dog won't eat it.
It's like he'll eat his own crap, and he won't eat this.
He won't eat that. Yeah, well, I shouldn't eat it then. Yeah. I saw that post, $37 in a meal you can't even eat. But, well, that's like I had the grandkids. This back, I can't remember when it was just in this last month. They were up here giving me transportation, but they spent the night, and I gave them some money and told them, go get yourselves something to go bring it back home and eat it if you want. And so they did. They ran out, and all they did was they ran down to Quick Trip. Well, that was $34 for the two of them. And even then, and some of Quick Trip stuff's pretty good, but it wasn't much. I mean, they didn't get to eat a lot, It's spendy out there right now, folks. It's spendy. I topped off my truck tank to go down there to the campground Friday. I pulled in quarter of a tank of gas in the truck. I thought, I don't know. Might cost me $60. No, it was $85. $85 for 3/4 of a tank. And it was like, Jesus, you just can't seem to win nowadays the price of crap.
Yeah. Well, and see, it's like, my whole routine had always been, in the mornings before I roll out, I run in, get whatever energy drinks I'm going to get, and a couple bottles of soda for my drive. And it had always been right around between like $8 and $10. Up until this year.
Yeah.
Now it's averaging about $20 to $25 to get the same amount of beverages, like double the price.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
it's stuff like at the truck stops, like getting water for Bean. I get a 1 liter bottle of water. It's like $4.
Yeah.
For water.
Right.
For something that just falls out of the sky, and I'm paying $4 for it.
That's insane. That's insane. Well, that's, I buy those 24 packs of the 16-ounce bottles of water, and those are almost $6 for a 24 pack now, and I remember when they were $2.50. So all of a sudden they're almost 3 times as much. What the hell? I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, they're going to forgive student loans now. Yeah, the 30 grand I paid. Do I get 10,000 of that back? Fuck no, they said. No, you don't get none of that back. No.
No, you don't get that back. Anyone that went to trade school and apprenticeships and stuff like that, they don't get anything.
And the only way if you went to a trade school, well, if it's a federal loan, you do get it back, even if you went to a trade school.
Yeah, but as long as you never did a consolidation or a refinancing on your loans.
No, you can.
Because they're saying that if you did a consolidation into private, they were saying that if it got shifted over to a private, that if you've got a private loan, that you don't get it.
Okay, now like my student loans were sold by the government through a loan brokership, and it was a private bank that's managing the loan, but it's still through higher education. It still qualifies.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. That is
even though the feds don't even hold the debt anymore, it belongs to that bank.
Right. Yeah. Which is pretty much all student loans. They all get sold off at some point.
Right.
It's the ones that took it upon themselves to consolidate their debt and put it, elsewhere, to consolidate, their student loans and their other debt themselves, that it didn't get sold off. They did it themselves. Well, they don't qualify for that now.
Huh.
And then that whole deal with
that's the first time hearing of it. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know nothing about it.
And then that state tax thing, they got about a year to fix that. Hopefully those few states.
I hope Wisconsin fixes it, because them sons of bitches, I know damn well they're going to nail me for about 20% on it, close to 20%.
Yeah, considering that forgiveness as income, it's so stupid.
But see, and that, hey, Joey, good to see you, Joe. See, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't owe that much, so I don't give a shit. And the thing is that's one thing people don't understand either, is if he gets away with his plans, that actually is a voluntary thing. You don't have to take that relief. You don't have to take it. You're not required. They're not going to automatically get rid of your debt. You have to go to a website. They're setting up a website. You have to go on there and actually ask for it and opt into it. Otherwise, you still owe the debt. And I think they're hoping that a lot of people won't do it, but I guarantee you the majority of them are. They're going to jump on that. But yeah, I paid 30 grand off. No credit on that shit, right? Yeah. And that's the thing, is a loan is a loan is a loan. If you put yourself in that debt, they didn't force you to take that debt. You put yourself into that debt.
Yeah, you had no surprises. You were told the terms before you signed.
Yeah. Yeah. You knew what was coming. And if you didn't know, it's because you didn't read nothing. You didn't pay attention. And that's whose fault is that? Well, it's yours,
Well, me and my son, I'm going to post. Although I imagine I'll probably end up in jail again. I keep ending up in jail about once a week. But a gal holding up a flag sign that says my mortgage identifies as a student loan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I don't have student loans. Can you take that $10,000 off my mortgage?
Right.
Take it off my car payment.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, you're using my tax dollars. Can I get a little bit?
I would have gone along like some of these folks are talking. I would have gone along a lot easier with if they had given tax credits to business owners, small business owners, you know, not to exceed over a certain amount, but you get these tax credits against, you know, mom and pop shops. A lot of them are sole proprietorships and they're paying out taxes up the yin yang. And you could have given them, if you're going to piss money away like that, give it to people that keep the country running, you know, owner operator truckers. I mean, yeah, you got to rebuild an engine. Yeah, you got $6,000 tied up at just doing that on your truck. Well, give them some tax relief for some of that extreme overhead or something. But this debt relief shit, the debt don't go away. I mean,
no, it just gets shifted.
It's that's it. Is all they're saying is you no longer have to pay for it, but we'll have everybody else cover it for you. Yeah. I'm not keen on it at all.
Well, and what just strikes me is, you know, because they're looking at low end about 300 billion.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the low end.
Well, that's what was just spent, a week or two ago, or set up to reduce our inflation.
Well, that's it. As they said that the 300 billion is the 300 billion of the deficit offset. Okay, so in other words, we're back to where you started before you did any of this.
Right.
So you didn't improve a damn thing. You just made it worse.
Yeah. Just a bit of 3-card Monty happening here. We're just going to shift this around. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? All this stuff that's going on eventually is going to be tearing people up. I mean, really tearing people up. Fixing it isn't going to happen overnight. I mean, and I heard that this morning, an individual I was listening to, and I totally agreed with him, is that the cure to all these problems that are being created is going to hurt as much as the problems did themselves, you know? Hey, Freeman James. Hey, brother. Great to see ya.
Well, I saw this, online, saw this one guy. He's a financial analyst over on the left side, but he's like, right now, he's like, it's a mess. He's like, it's just going to get worse before it gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's like, just try to, don't be making frivolous purchases. Buy what you need, but hold off on any of those extra things that your luxury things that you were wanting to get.
That's it.
He's like, just watch the climate and see what happens. Yeah.
That's it. Sit back, hold on tight, see if you can ride this out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was saying that, that he's like, personally, he's like, I wouldn't be forgiving debt. He's like, I would take and forgive interest.
Right.
Leave their
interest
principal.
Relief. Put them back to principal.
Yeah.
And then start fresh with reduced interest.
And give you a clean slate and you're back at your principal.
That's one thing. That's one thing that I did feel was deceptive, because when I got my student loans years and years ago, they really pushed the fact, oh, you're only going to be paying 0.75% over prime on the interest rate for your loan. Oh yeah, for the first frickin' year, and then it went right to whatever the market rate was. I mean, bullshit. They lied. They lied to me. They lied about the interest rate, and that really pissed me off. You know, just 1% loan. I mean, and it's the reason they screw us on the interest on those loans is because what we were talking about earlier, they sell our loans out into the marketplace. The government doesn't carry the loan anymore. They give us the loan and then they sell the loan to somebody else so they don't have to manage it. Well, that's where the interest rates get jacked up, is because those banks aren't going to carry those loans without getting their ching-ching, you know. But if it stayed with U.S. Treasury, they could charge 1%, you know, on a loan. They'd have the ability to do that. Yeah,
Now, see, that's something I hadn't even considered or looked at, because I know they've had the deferment on having to pay for your college loans. Does that defer the interest also, or it's still building interest?
It's not accruing. It's not accruing.
Okay.
So they're losing all of that interest also. So it's pretty foolish what they've been doing, you know.
Oh, but hey, on the plus side, you can get cheap insulin in 2026.
You can get what?
Oh, that bill included cheap insulin for Medicare in 2026.
Yeah, right. How far down the road is that? Far enough that some people are going to either die of their diabetes or starve to death trying to take care of it. Yeah. Well, I was looking at my financial statement, Lawn Dog, and they deferred the interest on the little bit of the loan I still owe. The interest is not accruing. Let's get a reduction in insulin. Here's my thinking today about insulin costs $25 at Walmart. What about inflation? 2020, how much will it be? Yeah, well, in that $25 insulin at Walmart, there's only about 18% of diabetics in the United States can use that insulin. That I know for an absolute fact. I won't get in any arguments over it. You want to argue it over it? I'll hang out my skinny old ass and you can kiss it. I've been down that road. I had to go without insulin for 6 months because I couldn't swing the $625 a month. And everybody kept telling me, go to Walmart. You can get it for $25 a bottle. That type of insulin for my diabetes would kill me. It would not cure me. It would kill me. My doctor, when I mentioned it to my doctor, they just about had a heart attack. They said, you haven't tried it, have you? You haven't gone there, have you? You didn't buy it, did you? Oh, they were in a panic. Don't you dare. Don't you freaking dare. Well, I get all this medical advice not to touch it, so I got drilled into it online and got into some of the history of it. New 18% of diabetics out there are compatible with that type of insulin. It's not that many. So you round it up to 20%. You know, it's only 2 out of 10 people can actually use that insulin safely. Yeah, my insulin, what I'm on right now, that's $595 a box for 5 pens. and 5 pens last me about a month. So it's $600 a month for the insulin I'm on right now. But fortunately, Medicare's covering it. Yeah, I won't get into any diabetic arguments with anybody anymore. I just don't. I'll shut myself off. Won't listen to it. Everybody and their cousin out there. I've had diabetics telling me that I was full of shit. Okay, I've been diabetic for 23 years. I haven't learned anything in 23 years. You kiss my ass. Fuck off. Fuck off. I love it, man. And especially these armchair doctors that don't have diabetes. That's just like with the cancer, man. I had people messaging me, you need to this, you need to that, and look out for the doctor saying this and doctor saying that. And then I ask them, oh my Lord, you've been through esophageal cancer before? No. Have you had any kind of cancer before? Well, no. But I knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody. Kind of bullshit. But they're an armchair doctor. They're going to tell me what the hell they're going to do to kill me. Well, no, shut up. I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. If you ain't been there, you ain't got nothing to say. You got nothing. You don't know shit. You know, I hate to be that way, but that's the truth. That's the truth.
And the thing with diabetes and cancer, especially cancer, there's a reason they don't have a cure for these things, because there's so many different variations. And you and I could have the exact same cancer and yet require different treatments just because we're different people.
That's it. That's it. Everybody's metabolism's different. And that's the big thing in the cancer arena right now. Hey, get involved with the Mayo, and you'll find out. Holy Christ, they're beating the shit out of me. They want my release of all the samples they took off of me when they did that surgery. They got them all cryoed. They got them all frozen. They want to research them. They want to study them. Blah, 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 blah. And I told them, no, fuck you. You don't get to. And they said, but. I said, but you charge me almost $1 million now to get me to this point. You charge me that. How did you know how to get me to this point? By getting all this free information and free samples off of frickin' people, and then jacking the prices up to the point where it's unreasonable, and jacking our insurance rates right through the roof because the insurance company's got to cover it. No, it's all money. It's all about money. It's not about curing a damn thing. They just want you as a guinea pig so they can make bigger bucks down the road. That's all they want. That's all they want. You're just a sample in a petri dish. Hey, Adam, JB Games. Good to see ya. Yeah, prolonged illness. That's it. Well, if we treat it, ching, 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 ching,
there's
ching.
no money in a cure.
If you cure it, your payday's gone, right? Yeah. That's like if you own a fish and chip shop, the last thing you want to do is teach your customers how to go out and fish for themselves, right? Yeah, you ain't going to do that. You ain't going to encourage them to go out there, catch your own fish and fry it up. No, hell no. Yeah, lawn dogs. Yeah, whole insurance racket. Heck, when I was a kid, when I was growing up, back in the 60s, My mom and pop take me to the dentist's office. That damn dentist work on my teeth for 2 hours. Well, now you got to just about mortgage your house to pay that off, you know. Back then, my mom would write a check for that visit. She wrote a check for it. I'd have to go to the damn doctor and get a bunch of stitches put in because I cut myself again. My mom write a check for it. They could afford to pay for whatever came along. My dad went in the hospital in 1969 with a major stroke. And my mom was terribly upset because it took her 2 years to pay down the hospital bill, the part that wasn't covered. And it cost her $25 a month to pay that down over 2 years. Now think about that, though. That's only 24 times $25 a month. What in the hell happened in those days? Somebody had a better idea on how they could put money in their pocket. And that's it. That's it. Hey, Mr. Fulton.
That's like me with my insurance. It's like I go in the doctor's office once a year just to renew my prescription. It's $300.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even get to see the doctor. I see the nurse, and then she goes talks to the doctor. He signs off on it, and then sends me out the door.
Hey, Dustin Dyson, good to see you.
I don't even actually get to see a doctor, and it costs me $300.
That's it. That's why the that's why the clinic that I go to and my doctor, everybody that sees that goes to that clinic is on a sliding scale. It don't matter what you make, you're on a sliding scale. And if your insurance company covers 90% of it, that 10% of it, they take a look at what your annual income is, and they'll decide if you're going to pay all of that 10% or if you're going to pay half of it or a fourth of it. And that clinic is thriving. It's thriving. Right now, based on my annual income and my insurance coverage, my share, $10 a visit. I go see a doctor for $10. That includes my labs. They can do all the blood work, everything, see the doctor, $10. That clinic is booming. Does it have a huge amount of money sitting in the bank that is profit? No. They've got profits enough that they can keep improving their services, but nobody's getting it in their pockets. So they don't need to rip off the patient to do that. And they've proved it with their model. Now they've got 3 clinics and they've become quite large. Now, why the hell can't we do that on a full scale? All the clinics take that model and use it. Yeah, see, Adam, now at $20K a year at that clinic I go to, you might pay $15 to see the doctor. You go in and see the doctor, have a procedure done, or get x-rays, or go for lab work. It's about $15 on $20K a year for a doctor's visit. Okay, Londa. You end up seeing a nurse practitioner, and you never get to see the real doctor, right? See, the clinic I go to, those guys saved my butt with this surgery. When they found out how rough a time I was having recovering, she said, "Hey, we got you covered." 2 people, 2 nurses, one's a nurse practitioner, were assigned to me as my case coordinator. They assist me. If I have a single medical question, I don't get a hold of anybody but one of those two nurses. From them, then they make damn sure they get the right doctor for me or the right advice for me from the right source. They handle all that coordination for me on the healthcare side. Now, that's amazing because I'm dealing with 5 different medical providers through this cancer thing. I got St. Mary's in Duluth. I got Essentia Health. I've got the Ashland Cancer Center. I've got the Lakes Community Clinic. I've got the Mayo Clinic. All 5 of those. And each one of them, I've got a doctor with each one of them, a lead doctor. Them sons of bitches, they don't talk to each other. I mean, they just, well, do this, 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 and this. And I say, well, this other doctor said, do this, this, and this. And they said, well, no, you do what I tell you. But no, the other doctor told me to do what they told me. So who the hell's telling me what here? Who, these 2 nurses, it took them to get all 5 of these doctors together in the same place with the same mindset. I had 5 different medication lists of what I should be taking. And if I took the medications all 5 of them said I should be taking, I'd be taking about 15, 20 meds a day. Now that they've all gotten their heads together and they're all agreeing on the same shit, I take 2 meds a day. 2. And one of them is pain pill that it's my choice whether I take it or not. Freeman James, when you put your hand in your pocket, do you feel that other hand, the government's hand in that pocket too? Yeah. Yeah. Hey guys, this only takes 50 seconds. I don't want anybody to run anywhere. Don't run anywhere. But I got to shout out my channel members. I got to do it every week. This only takes 50 seconds, so don't go anywhere. Listen to the music. We'll be right back. All my great friends out there became channel members. That's awesome. Yeah. JDS. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see where this all goes. Where it all goes. They've already, by design, got our Social Security all screwed up. I had no problem with SSI, except they fund it through the Social Security. They got no business touching money I invested into that retirement to give to someone that hasn't invested that money. So if they want SSI, I have not got a problem with that. But it has to be appropriated and funded annually as a separate line item in the governmental budget. They can't just steal from from Social Security for it. And that's what they've been doing for years on SSI. And what do? They cut back on the Medicare to try to save money. Fortunately, I received a local bill for the cancer treatments I received, $85,000. I rubbed their nose in the fact they had a contract with Medicare to accept what Medicare would pay, not a dime more. And they must have talked to their attorneys, because all of a sudden I only owe them $695. It went from $85,000 that I owed them down to $695. Well, now that's reasonable. That's reasonable. That means they're accepting the contract they entered. They have to, because they know damn well I'll take them to court. I'll sue their ass. The same thing with the Mayo Clinic. Almost $300,000. $298,000 billed for that surgery. My stay at the Mayo Clinic, the surgery, and the hospital stay, a little over $900,000, almost $1 million. And they charged me $300,000 of it. All of a sudden, boom, that bill's been adjusted. I only owe them $569. Oh, well, what happened? Was it because I rubbed it in their nose that they've got a contract with Medicare, that's what they get from Medicare is what they get? They can't come after me for what they can't get from Medicare? All right, you signed the contract. Yeah. But how many people out there fight that versus just sit back and pay the bill? They mortgage their house, whatever they got to do, pay the bill. And
when you start paying it, you're taking and saying that you that's what they usually get you. It's like, well, if you didn't accept that $900,000 or $300,000 or whatever it was, well, why were you paying on it then?
Right. And that's it. Is I told them I won't pay a penny until this is resolved. It's got to come to a resolve. Otherwise, I ain't paying a penny, because it's an admission of debt. I'm not going to pay you something that I don't believe you have coming. And hey, John, Adventures in the Heartland. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see ya. Yeah, paying $600 a month, and then they don't want to pay for something. When I worked for the tribes, we had Blue Cross Blue Shield, but we had the best damn insurance you could get to them. It was 100%. There were no co-pays. There are no deductibles. 100%. $1,800 a month. $1,800 a month. Those tribes were willing to pay for their employees to have full coverage insurance. And yeah, it was damn good insurance. But boy, did it cost some money. Whoa. It was big, big, big money. Oh, Adventures in Heartland, you've got Blue Cross Blue Shield? Yeah. Yeah, I heard they changed a lot.
That's what I got.
My youngest daughter, Running Water's baby sister, she works for United Health. One of the largest, one of the top 3 insurance carriers in the nation. And she likes her job, but hates insurance. She said, when you're working on the inside, and you see what has to be dealt with constantly, and how insurance companies are constantly trying to dodge what they should or shouldn't pay, And she's like a troubleshooter. Actually, her position has changed. She's gone up the ladder a notch, so now she doesn't have to deal with clients one-on-one. She does more oversight of case management instead of being one of the case managers. But she said, you get a case, person come in and say, why isn't this covered? Blah, blah, blah. I paid this every month, blah, blah, blah. And she said then she'd have to drill down into that, look at all their coverage, look for any possible loophole for the benefit of the insured, not for the insurer, but for the insured. That's what was her job, was to look out for the customer, right? And she said, even though that was her job, she could get herself in trouble at times because it wouldn't be to the benefit of the insurance company. It was like, well, you didn't have to tell them that, But that's the way she is, oh no, if we agreed to do this, this, and this, and we didn't do it, I'm going to make sure they get that. And obviously she did her job well enough and had her ducks in a row well enough that they didn't dare get rid of her. Because she could easily be one of them that go out publicly and squawk, They got rid of me because I was looking out for the insured person and not the company. Yeah. And she's smart enough to not do anything that violated standards of the company or the contract they had with the insured individual. She stayed right within the contractual obligations. So if it's in the contract, I'll get it covered for you. Yeah. Yeah. But that's tough. That's really tough. And the last thing I want to see is socialized medicine. You look at Canada. For some things, these little in and out doctor visits, and like you go to the dentist for something simply done, it's easy, boom, 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 and it's free, boom, 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 boom. Don't have a heart attack, man. It could be 6 months before they could do heart surgery on you. By the time you go through all of the ropes and the hoops and finally get to the point where you got approval to have that heart surgery done. There are people dropping like flies in Canada. They have been for years from major illnesses because of the amount of red tape they got to go through and the waiting lists they have for major surgical procedures. It's all socialized. So you're not that important, It's, we have.
Well, and it's telling when you see, the reports or the records of Canadians coming over into like Buffalo, coming across the border, the ones that have money and will come here and pay money, pay cash to get the medical care because they couldn't have done that.
That's the Mayo Clinic. That's Mayo Clinic. I could not believe that gal there was telling me that she said you would not believe how many people from Denmark come all the way to the United States, go to Rochester, Minnesota to go to that Mayo Clinic to deal with their cancer. But yet Denmark is a socialized nation also. All free medical, everything. The difference is they can come to the U.S. from Denmark, and the Danes will pay for the majority of that. They don't pay the whole thing, but they pay for the majority of it, and they figure, hey, I'll pony up the difference just so I get good medical care, and they come all the way to the U.S. for it. She said it shocked her how many Danes they have. And you go to the Mayo Clinic and you sit in their common areas. I mean, that freaking thing's bigger than the Mall of America. You sit in their common areas and you watch the people, the traffic going through. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of people constantly just moving through that place. And you look, oh my God, the cross sections. They got a whole department there, and it's huge. It's big department. Their linguistics department. All it is translators. They've got someone on staff that speaks your language. It don't matter where the hell you're from. You could be from the frickin' Amazon River somewhere out there running around with no pants on, and they know how to speak your language at the Mayo. The Mayo's got somebody that'll translate for anybody that shows up there. What the hell, eh? I mean, who's paying for that shit? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's one thing I do have to say about the Mayo, though. That hotel I've been using down there in Rochester, down the road, a couple years maybe, I might go stay for a week at that hotel and just ride their shuttle over to that clinic and spend a week touring the clinic. They run guided tours through that clinic daily. And I sat there the other day. I had to sit for 3 hours between two appointments. And I watched 4 of those guided tours come through. They're running them constantly. And they're groups of about 20 people in each tour. And they go through, they're explaining how each building happened, how did this addition end up here, and who this person in the Mayo Clinic was, why they were important, blah, blah. The whole history. They give them the whole thing. I'd love to take that tour. But I'd also like to just roam the place, because you can roam the whole damn place. And it is so freaking huge. It is so huge. I mean, it's 20 stories high, the clinic building. And that one day before my surgery, all the appointments I had 2 of them on the subway level. I had one on the 3rd floor, I had one on the 12th floor, and I had another one on the 18th floor of that building. Everything they do medically has its own department. Blood tests are all one whole wing on one floor. That's all they do is blood tests. You go up there and you register and you sit, and then they call you in, they draw your blood. Then your next appointment might be with your doctor. You get to your doctor, he's got the test results from a department that's 4 buildings away on the 5th floor or some shit. Yeah, it's insane how that system works. And I do have to say, though, the hospital, that is just a meat factory. It's all that place is. You go in there to get diced and sliced, and they keep you alive for about a week and then send your ass home. They're done with you. Deal with the clinic, kind of thing. Minnesota Money Pit now on History Channel. Yeah, I got a kick out of it down there in Rochester. They're so proud of themselves. They got 2 city buses that are electric. They got 2 electric city buses. Great big old city buses. They're a bright green. They got, go green. 2 of them. And each one of them runs for 8 hours on a single charge. But it's got to charge for 16 hours to get that 8 hours. So that's its whole shift, that 8 hours. That's all they'll get out of it in a day. And they got 2 of them. But yet, literally, every minute you'll see 3 diesel buses running by. They've got dozens and dozens and dozens of these diesel buses running everywhere, all over town. And they're 2 electric green ones that come through, but they're not going to beat hell like all these diesels are. They're kind of taking their sweet time through. I was told that it for a 10-minute ride on a diesel bus, it's going to be 15 minutes on the electric because they take it nice and slow. They're advertising. That's what they're doing. They want everybody to see the green bus, you know. What a joke. Is what summer or winter there, Freeman James? Is what summer or winter? For the buses running? Yeah. They just got them this spring. So, yeah, they haven't had a winter on them yet. And that's a big topic down there. People are asking, how are those things going to perform this winter when it's 20 below? Yeah, those batteries having to push that heavy old bus around. Let's see how
they're got to be well insulated. You get those batteries that cold. Yeah.
No, they'll run a diesel or a propane heater to keep the batteries warm. And the bus will have diesel smoke blowing out the ass end because it's a furnace keeping the batteries warm. Yeah.
I saw it was at a rest area. There's husband and wife duo, two vehicles. And I went over and talked to them because I wanted to know what the heck was going on. That they had just bought this electric car for their daughter because the camp that she was going to is electric only now.
Oh, geez.
And he had one of those trawler generators in there with a little charge unit to charge up that car when they would stop. Just to get the thing home. He's like,
running a gas generator to charge your electric car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah,
I'm all for that technology. I'm all for electric. I'm all for it when it's ready for us. But it ain't ready. We're not ready for it, let alone it ready for us. So,
well, we need the cost of batteries to come way down.
Oh yeah, of course.
And even then, it's still going to be short range.
And that's the technology isn't there yet. They're working on it. Good for them. But it's not that you can't be mandating anything on something that hasn't been proven. I mean, it's
right.
Yeah, it's like COVID all over,
Oh, well, I think I sent you that one screenshot of article talking people all excited about this wind-powered ship.
Yeah.
It's like wonderful technology.
It's got these great big old foils that work as sails, and they're such an advanced technology, a wind-powered freighter, big freight ship, and it's wind-powered. Wait a minute. Columbus might have something to say about that. How the hell do you think you got here? When you sent me that, my jaw dropped. New technology? What? No. I mean, wind-powered boating has been around about as long as the wheel. So come on, guys. Let's get real about this shit. That is not new tech. Well, it's just like when I hear these young kids now, teenagers and very young adults, listening to music from the 60s. And I'm like, and they're going, isn't this shit great? Yeah, they just put it out. It's a goddamn some young person today did a cover of it, and all it is done by somebody different,
Right.
and they're talking like it's new music, and it's like, say what? Are you freaking kidding me? I was listening to that shit when I was 12 years old. Are you nuts? That ain't new. Oh yeah, it is. It's done by so and so and so. It wasn't done by them. It was done by so and so back in 1964. You know, get your head out of your ass. It's just like with that wind-powered boat ship.
The one that's been getting me laughing has been going on for about 2 months now. It's popping up on Facebook. This new wild trend amongst young people of putting peanuts in Coke. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like, it's like, no, you know, when I saw a new, that, bell bottom pants, new trend.
yeah. No, it's
like,
an old
no,
trend being renewed. Yes.
yeah, you haven't made anything new yet. You just keep bringing out the old stuff that we threw in the attic. Yeah.
Well, can you blame them? They're doing exactly what Hollywood's doing. Just remake it, remake it, remake it, remake it. They're running out of old movies to remake. You know, it's getting tougher and tougher. You know, but if they can hold out long enough, the new movie, the remakes they made, can they be remade? They'll just remake them again. You know.
Mm-hmm.
This is our third try at it, you know. What the hell? Yeah. That's
Well,
it.
and see, and like, I was watching this. It's talking about copyright law and stuff, and there's this law segment that looks at
Oh,
the idea of nothing new under the sun. Because there's certain things that you can't really you cannot copyright themes or
right.
plots
Right.
because it's all been written before.
Right. Well, that's it. It's sooner or later you're going to run out of certain types of ideas.
Right.
And
that's like the movie Avatar. Well, that's Pocahontas. Disney's Pocahontas.
naughty.
Yeah.
Naughty.
The Lion King. Well, that's Hamlet.
Yeah.
The uncle killed the father, and then the son comes back. And the mother got with the uncle. Yeah, and yeah.
No, those are all new stories. That's all new. You know. Yeah. The yeah, and that's so true. That is so true.
It's like, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
That's it. And there's nothing better than taking somebody else's storyline, and all you got to do is change the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And names of the characters have been changed to protect the guilty, the innocent. I see that crap all the time.
Well, that's like what's called in anime. They've got a whole genre that's called isekai, which is another world. You ended up in another world in the game on another planet in a different era. And it's like that's a common theme across all mediums. Books, movies. You look at John Carter; he ends up on Mars. It's like, and you go all the way back. For the Time Machine.
Uh-huh.
But they act like it's a new concept. Ooh, ending up in a different world. Like, no, Orson
Well,
Welles.
it's like the concept of Matrix. when Matrix 3, they're trying to instill in your mind that even those that have escaped the Matrix are still part of the Matrix. The Matrix is everything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it all falls apart because it'll all be recreated again. All of it. And so it just keeps repeating itself and repeating itself. It changes up, but it's repeating itself. It's being changed up a little. The programming's adjusted a little, but it's still the same old shit, just a different day. And
you come down to the basic theme. It's like, Matrix. Well, that's Logan's Run.
Yeah.
You had that movie with Christian Bale. That Equilibrium. Well, that's Fahrenheit 451 from back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. Doggone right.
It's just all the same story. We just change the characters, change the setting a little bit.
Yep. And it's all new.
It's all new. Shiny.
It's shiny. It wasn't as shiny last time. I find that now, I look every night. I'm looking for something to watch, a movie or something. Now I piss on it. I'm going to play PlayStation and make my own story, man. I'm done with this. I'm tired of watching the same old shit, just different people.
I'm kind of impatiently waiting for Hogwarts Legacy.
I see that's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see how that is. You get that when you're home sometime. After you get that, I'm going to watch you play so that I get a feel for what might be down the road for me.
Because it's supposed to be like after the first of the year.
Yeah. That it does look interesting though. It does, and it's open world, so it's
open world. They're saying it's got more of like a kind of like a Fallout type deal where you go on your side quests as you want. It's like you go through the different stories and quests at the pace you want to do.
Yeah, Bradley. Is that the one with the family up there in Alaska? Because the Mountain Man series, what is that on Netflix or one of them? I don't know. I actually knew one of those individuals. Didn't know him real personally, but met him a couple times out in northwestern Montana. And he's an old boy. I'm not going to go down the road. I'm not saying his name or nothing, because there's been people getting nailed for copyright infringement, all kinds of crap, even talking about this guy. But he's an old boy. He just lives out in the woods. They show this log house, this log cabin he supposedly lives in and shit. You wouldn't believe it. I seen that house in person. Oh, yeah, it looks so rustic, everything. He's got electricity. He's got telephone. He's got internet service. At that time, he was driving a brand new GMC 1-ton truck with dualies. It was all tricked out. And next film crew shows up, and he goes out in the woods, and they film him doing shit out in the woods in his back fucking yard. He lives right off the Kootenai River. The son of a bitch ain't no mountain man. He's just an old curmudgeon that's living out there in northwestern Montana next to the wilderness. He's not a mountain man. He's not this great-ass trapper and hunter and struggling to get by in the wilderness bullshit. That boy made his honeypot a long time ago. He ain't hurting for nothing. In fact, they took him off the show for the longest time. They brought him back onto it because he got a little ill, and his family, they wanted to look after him. So they shut the house down in Montana, had a caretaker taking care of it, and they moved down to Florida for 2 years. He lived down in Florida, the mountain man. He's a mountain man. He's living down in Florida in a gated community, and nobody can get to him to interview him or nothing. Yeah, it's stay away, stay back.
Well, that's like all them folks on Duck Dynasty. You take a look at their before the show pictures. It's as white collar, country club as you can get. But yeah, grow a few beards and give yourself a show. It's like we're rustic redneck.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like the one fella. He lives in a gated community, big $1 million home in a gated community, and they were raising hell with him because he was trying to raise chickens and shit, and you can't have that there. Well, the all that was staged. It was all staged. I mean, it was all staged. It's like old Uncle Sty with his tea all the time. I guarantee you that ain't just tea. He got more in that cup than tea. He was drinking Sty tea. I know he was. Yeah, yeah. Well, guys, it's that time. I gotta wrap it up. I wrap it up now. I got about an hour to get all my things, all my ducks in a row. I got to get all set up, get my 14 hours of food all lined up on the table, and get my machine filled up and get hooked up to my damn machine, inject myself with about, about 40 ounces of water. That's a bummer too, is I can't drink enough fast enough to keep the hydration up, so I still inject water into my feeding tube, and I'm putting 60 milliliters in at a time, and I'm usually doing 2 to 4 syringes of that 60 mil at each time, and it's been about 4 hours since I've had any water put in my system, so I'm going to have to inject a few tubes of that stuff to get ready for tonight, hooking up, and then I think I'm going to take myself an evening nap, for crying out loud. I earned it. I earned it this week to have a Sunday evening nap. And tomorrow, a new week starts. And thank God tomorrow I don't have any appointments. I don't have to see a doctor, nothing next week, nothing. So this next week, maybe I can relax a little, get a couple things done around here, mow the lawn, and do things like that. Try to do things a little more normal. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of being Abby normal, I'll just be normal. Hey, everybody out there in the chat, everybody that's been viewing, it's been great. Thanks for hanging out this Sunday afternoon. It's been fun running water. Great to see you, buddy. And we'll see
you too.
We'll see you before then, but looking forward to you getting home on the 22nd or so, right around there. That's cool. I did notice when you gave me the dates you'll be home, you won't be hanging around for the Apple Fest this year.
No,
good for
I'm
you.
not wasting my time.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. I wouldn't go there for nothing right now. Don't want no part of it. No, it's not what we used to know. Yeah. So
the only thing from Apple Fest that I want is the apple dumpling with the rum sauce and the cinnamon ice cream.
Yeah.
But it's not worth the headache to get just that.
No, it's not. That's the worst part. It's just not worth the headache to go get that one item you just crave, Yeah. They cram 10,000 people in that little damn town. Yeah, you don't want nothing to do with that shit. Nobody's got time for that. Yeah. So, folks, until next Sunday, hey, you all take care of yourselves out there in YouTube land, and stay safe, stay healthy, stay outdoors, get some fresh air. I do every day as a minimum. If I'm busy around the house all day and I don't get out for my regular walk, I go sit on that porch at least for 45 minutes to an hour every day and get some fresh air. Yeah, you betcha. So do that. Do that. It's good for you. It's good for you. And until next Sunday, I'll try to take care of myself if you take care of yours. So, Sty loves y'all. And until then, hey, bye. Native Kutsa. Bye, everybody.